Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kelsey and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this really cute Halloween inspired spiderweb crop top. Alright, so for this tutorial I'm going to be using Lily Sugar and Cream yarn in the color orange. It's hot orange. And then I am using black. It's Lily Sugar and Cream. This is just the cone yarn that they have. And you're also gonna need a 4mm crochet hook. This is a G Clover ergonomic hook. And then I'm using a tapestry needle, and then I also have some scissors as well. So I'm gonna start with orange. This is going to be the spider web, so you can use any color you want. I am going to make a magic circle. If you don't like making magic circles, you can chain 4 and then slip stitch into your first chain to make a little loop. But I am personally going to be making a magic circle today, so I'm gonna take my yarn, holding my end piece, I'm gonna wrap it around my fingers and cross it like that, so it makes an X. And then you're gonna go over under this one, like that, the top right here. And then I'm just gonna grab this yarn and pull it through. And then from here, I'm gonna chain 3. And that chain 3 is gonna be a double crochet and a chain 1. So now, I'm gonna be placing 7 double crochets in the round with a chain in between each of them. So that first chain 3 is counted as a double crochet and a chain 1 for me. So I'm gonna do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. I'm gonna do that 7 times so that we have 8 total, including that chain 3. So I have 8 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to make sure that I chain 1 after my last double crochet. And then from here, I'm going to be connecting my round. So I'm gonna slip stitch into the second chain, just like that. So from here, I'm going to be chaining 2, and that is gonna count as my double crochet. So every time we are going out a row, our chain length in between our double crochets is going to increase by 2. So I did 1 here, which means on this row I'm gonna be doing 3. So I did my chain 2 as my double crochet. Now I'm gonna chain 3. And then I'm gonna place a double crochet in the top of my next double crochet right here. That. So you should have a little square. Now I'm gonna be chaining 3, and I'm gonna place my next double crochet in this one right here. And we're just gonna be doing this all the way around. So in between every single double crochet, you're gonna chain 3, and then place your next double crochet on top of the previous one. So we should have 8 double crochets and 3 chains in between each of them. Alright, so I just did my last double crochet and I need to chain 3 for this space. And then from there, I'm going to slip stitch into the second chain. So that's 1 and that's 2. And then that is going to complete our round. And every round from here on out is pretty much the same. We're literally just adding 2 chains to each space. So on my next round, I'm gonna chain up 2 for my double crochet. I'm gonna be adding 2 chains to the previous round, which was 3, so this one is gonna be 5. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet into my next one. Then I'm going to chain 5, double crochet, chain 5, double crochet. I'm gonna do this all the way around until I get right here. My last double crochet, I'm gonna chain 5 and then I will slip stitch into my second chain. So there is that round finished. Starting to look like a little spider web. So this is 3 rounds. It's 1, this one would be 2, that one would be 3. And I'm gonna do this for a total of 6 rounds, increasing by 2 chains each time. So this is 1 chain, 3 chains, 5 chains. And then my next round would be 7 chains. My next round would be 9 chains. And then my last round, I believe, would be 11 chains. And I'm going to do that, and then I will be right back. Okay, so here we are with my finished spider web. So the next part we're gonna work on is gonna be our top, the bottom portion. And I'm gonna be using black. I'm going to make a slip knot. Put it on my hook. And we're gonna be doing double crochets. You can start anywhere on your spider web, it doesn't matter. You just need to start at a double crochet. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna yarn over and I'm gonna be placing a double crochet just right on top of the other one here. And I'm going to be double crocheting all the way across these 2 chain 11 spaces until I get to this double crochet right over here. All right, so I double crocheted across these 2 chain spaces. Now I am at this double crochet here, and in this double crochet I'm going to be placing 5 double crochets. Whenever I get to my 3rd double crochet, which would be my middle, I'm going to be placing a stitch marker, and then I'm going to finish up with my last 2 stitches. So there would be our center, that's where it's gonna turn, and then we are just gonna do the same thing that we did over here. We're gonna double crochet across these 2 places. I'm gonna be ending up right over here. So here we are. I went from here to this middle where I did 5 double crochets, then I went from here to here. So at this point, if you want to do stripes or something, this is where you should change your colors, but I'm just going to keep going with my black. But basically, we're just going to be doing that row over and over again. We're going to double crochet across until we get to our stitch marker, and then at our stitch marker, we're going to be placing 5 double crochets. I'm going to move up my stitch marker to that middle stitch, then we're just going to come back down to the other side. So for myself, I'm making a size small, and I am going to be doing 7 rows of this double crochet with the 5 double crochets in the center. All right, so I'm back. We have our spider web up here, and then I have my 7 rows. Like I said, I'm making a small for myself, so I did 7 rows, but you can do as many rows as you need for the length of your top. From this point, it's gonna be flat, so this will be up by your collarbones, and it will be stretched out like that. So just measure how long you need it and just keep going with your rows. But from here, I'm gonna turn my work over. I'm gonna do double crochets across the bottom, just like you would start any of your other rows. We are going to be stopping right before our cluster of 5. So that would be right here. And that is where we're going to end. I'm going to cut my yarn. Here we're gonna need to keep the row going on the other side over here. So I am going to attach my yarn on the stitch to the other side of my cluster of 5, which is this one. here, I'm gonna start my row of the double crochets. So if you are doing stripes, that is the method you're gonna wanna use. You're gonna wanna go up, cut off your yarn, and just keep going down the other side because every row is gonna be a different color. But for me, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. If you're using the same color, in order to avoid all of the cutting and the tails everywhere, you can just do, instead of row by row on each side, you can do one whole side and then your other whole side. But if you're doing stripes, you're gonna have to cut your yarn every row anyway, so I'd say that first option would be the best. But if you're doing all one color, this would be good. So I am coming up to the end of my row, and we're gonna be stopping 2 double crochets short from the end. So right here, I have 2 double crochets left, so that is where I'm gonna stop. And if you're doing stripes like every other row, this is where you're gonna cut off your yarn and then you would reattach it right over here in the 3rd stitch, skipping these 2. But since I'm doing all the same color, it would be easier to just go ahead and turn my work and keep doing this side. So we're gonna skip these first 2 double crochets. So we're just going to slip stitch and slip stitch, and I'm gonna slip stitch into my 3rd one as well. So we're gonna do 3 slip stitches, skipping all of those stitches. I'm gonna chain 2, place double crochet, and that is going to be the start of my row. So I'm just going to double crochet all the way across until I get to my other side, and then we're just going to be repeating that. So I'm going to continue this pattern. It's going to just continue out. This is going to be flat, this is going to be curved, but once I get to about here, when I have around 24 stitches left, I'm going to change this so that it becomes flat, so that we can lace up the back of our top really easily. I just did my last row. It has 22 stitches in it. That was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. And at this point, I'm gonna start squaring down my side. We are gonna be doing the same thing we're doing over here, which is skipping 2 stitches each time we do a row. And that's gonna add those steps to the side as well. From here, this is my bottom. I'm gonna be doing what we were normally doing, which is slip stitching 3. Chaining 2, and then double crocheting across. The only difference is we're gonna be skipping 2 on the other side as well. So coming up on the end here, I have 3 left, and I'm gonna be skipping these last 2, so I'm just gonna place 1 more. And that is what we're doing. So we're gonna turn this. We're gonna do the same thing that we have been doing across the bottom. So the slip stitch 3, and then go ahead and start our next row. And we're gonna be doing this pattern until we get down to our corner, and you should only have a couple stitches left. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 rows on my side. I currently have 6 stitches left. I'm just gonna do 1 more row. I'm gonna slip stitch my 3, go up, and then we're only gonna be placing 2 double crochets because we need to skip 2 on this side as well. And then that will be the end of our side here. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to do this on my other side, make sure that it all matches up, and then we will be crocheting around our edges, putting on some straps, and then we will be ready for Halloween. Alright, so I finished both of my sides, and here's what it looks like right now. At this point, I am still connected to my end piece, and I'm gonna start crocheting around my edges. In between each of these steps, we're gonna be doing 2 chains and single crocheting into the top. So I'm right here, I'm gonna start with 2 chains, and then I'm going to place a single crochet in the end of my little bump there. And then we're gonna chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and we're just gonna do this all the way across. So I went all the way across the bottom. I'm coming up on the end here, but we're just going to chain 2, and I'm just gonna single crochet across these 2 stitches here, and then we're gonna do the same thing that we were just doing up the side here. And once you finish your side, we're just going to be placing regular single crochets along this edge here. Once you get up your side, we're gonna be going around our spider web. We're just placing a single crochet in all of our chains as well as our double crochets. Going to single crochet up to this point where my strap is gonna be. I'm gonna place 2 single crochets in that double crochet right there, single crochet across here, and do 2 right there, and then I'm going to go down this side, going to do single crochets all the way across here and all the way down here until I meet back where I started. So I have made it all the way around, and for the end here I'm just going to single crochet across these 2 stitches, and you can end it at this point, but I like to do another row of single crochets all the way around my project. Instead of doing another row of black, I think I'm gonna go around my edges with orange, and then I'm just going to single crochet all the way around my top into every single chain and single crochet that I did before. In my corner, the last time I went around, I did 2 single crochets right in that double crochet here. So what I'm gonna do this time is I'm going to single crochet into the first one, and then I'm gonna chain 1, and I'm gonna single crochet into my next one. And when I do that, it does kind of turn your work very subtly, but whenever I go to put on my straps, I'm gonna know to put it in this chain 1. So it is helpful in turning your work, and it is also helpful to know where to add your straps later. But I'm just gonna go across my top here. I'm gonna do the same thing right there, and I'm gonna continue with my single crochets all the way around until here. I went all the way around, finished off down here, and then I tied my ends off. But now that is the finished top portion. All we need to do is add the straps. So I'm gonna find my chain 1 that I did earlier, which is right here. I'm gonna put my hook in there, I'm gonna pull my yarn through, and then I'm gonna tie a knot. And this is where you're gonna need your tapestry needle. So I'll turn my work over, and we're just gonna be weaving this end down through so that it doesn't come up. It doesn't have to be perfect. I've never really had a problem with my straps coming out, so there's that. And now we're just going to stick our hook back through that same spot that we tied our knot, pull through, and we're gonna start a chain. And that is gonna be where a strap goes. So after you have your straps done, we're going to lace it up. So I'm gonna flip it over so that the back is facing me. And then I'm gonna take this one and it's gonna go in our first little triangle right up here. And I'm gonna take this corner and do the same thing.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked this Halloween tutorial. You can find me all over social media. Those are going to be linked down below, as well as my Etsy if you want to look at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Thank you.